Damn. Random. I know, random live. I don't have an intro. I'm not doing an intro. Not doing the music. Don't have a title. Why? Because this dude just won't leave us alone. And I'm not gonna say just won't leave us alone because he hasn't been around since his last meal at Superior Grill. And it's great. But can you not? I understand LSU is a part of your story now, Brian Kelly. I get it. But this 2026 roster that's having it explained to them how hollow and sacred the grounds are that they're standing on, that they're actually outside working out on, where the head coach is present at. Yeah, that 2026 roster that you had nothing to do with. You had nothing to do with building that roster. Can you leave that roster alone? What up, G? Thank you for popping in right quick. Can you go away and leave that roster alone? LSU is spending $40 million. It's more than 40, I'll tell you that, with that smug ass remark. Yeah, you know why it's more than 40, Brian? Let me tell you why it's more than 40. Because we actually have a coach that wanted to spend that. We actually have a coach now who could recruit to that. We actually had a coach who got the community to buy in to spending $40 million on a roster. We actually had a coach that gave a damn about the players that he was bringing in to this facility and found it reasonable to spend that amount of money on a roster, not just to show up, but one that will go out and play to win. You got a coach now at LSU that gives a damn about the three letters on this hat more so than the name on the door to his office. So, how about you don't talk about the $40 million roster? Let's go back to the $20 million roster. Because you also said in that same interview, there were a lot of things going on. The associate athletic director, this person got fired, the president got moved on from. Well, how about the $20 million roster that got invested in that was going 7-6? How about your starting quarterback being hurt since whenever and you not taking the proper precautions to have your team prepared to play and compete without him? How about you taking a $20 million roster and before it even get to that point, you recruiting kids and setting up appointments to just have a FaceTime call? Who the hell are you? Are you the president? I'm sorry. Are you the governor? Maybe you're the district attorney of the state of Louisiana. I thought you were being paid $90 million to do all that it took to win games, which includes recruiting. Recruiting doesn't stop, and it damn sure doesn't start at a FaceTime call. Once again, like I said, I understand it. I get it. LSU is a part of your story now. But you're a footnote in ours. You're a speed bump on the road to where this program always deserves to be. And I would offer my condolences to say that I'm sorry things didn't work out, but I am actually not sorry because you didn't deserve to remain here at this point. And I'm being very measured when I say this. Because I have some good things happening and I don't want to go off the rails. But, sir, with all due respect, the 2026 LSU football team, roster, staff, administration, building, success, wins, losses have nothing to do with you. You sound like a scorned ex. Yes, she's moved on. She's got someone better. It happens. And now you are sitting at the bar watching her walk over to the fine dining establishment, hand in hand with her new man. Stop being a bum because you know exactly what you were doing with this. You wanted this attention. You wanted to get your name out there. You knew what it would do. Seemed a little bit desperate. Take your $54 million and go ride off into the sunset. And I'm glad you stressed that point. Because yes, LSU is paying you. Yes, they are paying Lane more than what they paid you. Yes, they do have the most expensive roster in all of college sports. It just goes to show you how much you were lacking. If you would have put in half of the effort that this man has put in since he's been here, you would have had all that too. But you didn't. You got a $20 million roster and you pissed it down your leg. You mismanaged it. You couldn't evaluate properly. You didn't have the right coaches in place. You could never put an entire team together. 4 years. 4 years. And your best year here was your first year here. I wasn't planning on doing this right now. I was actually about to settle in, fix my dinner, get ready for the baseball game, start planning for my next show, and then get ready for the post game after the baseball game. But you keep popping up on my timeline. And this is the way for me to vent. And I'm pretty sure when I say this, I'm not the only person who's pissed off about seeing your face and hearing your voice talk about a team that has nothing to do with you anymore. Stop associating yourself with the current LSU. You don't know this LSU. You only dreamed about this LSU. You didn't work this hard for this LSU. You did not earn this LSU, sir. It could have been. But I'm so glad it's not. And Moose, I see all of your chats, man, and I'm going to get right to it. Imagine a head coach that actually respects the place he's at like he should. Let that sink in for a minute. Imagine having a head coach that actually respects the place he's at like he should. I couldn't agree more. It's only something dreams are made of. Has to be. Like that's not real. It can't be real for someone to feel like that. We have a coach that will talk to people anytime, not make them set a freaking appointment. You mean to tell me they actually do that, Moose? This coach actually talks to them face to face outside of the office? Unfathomable. Unfathomable. I can't believe that. And I know personally how you recruit. And I can tell you right now that shit don't work anymore. That I'm the closer mentality, that set an appointment, I'll get to you when I can, that they'll just be blessed to see me pop up on the screen, that I'm not going to show up to no high school in the state of Louisiana. You were here for 4 years. And the team that's ranked in the top 25 in the state couldn't get you to make a trip 45 minutes east on I-10 one way. Coming from Baton Rouge to Algiers, the only thing you have to do is drive straight. The only time you got to make a turn to go to Carr coming from Baton Rouge is when you get off at General de Gaulle, make the left onto General de Gaulle, and then you make 4 more turns. And you couldn't do it. And you got the nerve to sit up here and talk about this roster being, oh, it's more than 40 million, I'll tell you that. You're lucky it ain't 60. What's wrong? You jealous? You had it. You had the $40 million roster. That's the roster that got you fired. And if we spent 40, you think Texas Tech not close behind us? You think Texas isn't that far behind us? You think Ohio State not right there either? You had it. You had it. At the palm of your hand, you had it. But you couldn't hold on to it. Pathetic, man. LSU started Lent early. And I'm glad. LSU started Lent October 26, 2025. They gave up Brian Kelly for Lent. And I'm so glad they did because the Lord opened up the windows of heaven and poured out a blessing that there shall not be room enough to receive it because Lane Kiffin has definitely been blessing not just the school, but the communities, the people, the fans, the businesses, the players, their families. There's a level of inspiration and hope that's been brought around this place because LSU gave up Brian Kelly for Lent. This is all ordained. And you know what? Now that I'm sitting up here exercising my thoughts, I'm grateful. I'm grateful, Moose. Moose, you in my chat right now. I just want you to know I'm grateful. You know why I'm grateful, Moose? I'll tell you. Because had it not been for those goobers, the Aggies, on our side, where would we be? If Texas A&M would have beat LSU by 3 points, this clown would still be our coach, and Lane would be in Gainesville. I want to meet Mike Elko so bad. I want to buy him a good drink. Don't even know if he drinks or not. I don't drink. Maybe he does. If he doesn't, I'll buy him a root beer float. I don't care. But I owe this man my gratitude because he did his job. And he did it so well that he helped us out. To Marcel Reed, KC Concepcion, brother, you're about to get your blessing because you helped LSU start Lent in October. I could only imagine, Moose, where we'd all would be. I would have started this podcast because that was my plan anyway. But the vibes wouldn't be so high. The energy wouldn't be this electric. The growth wouldn't be happening. Moose, I might not have met you. Think about that. We wouldn't be working on our sauces. Moose knows what I'm talking about to everybody else out there. So, all I can say now, thank you for being lazy. Thank you for not taking this job seriously. Thank you for half assing it the way that you did. Thank you for not giving recruiting your all. Thank you for not making an impression within the community. Thank you for not being prepared for your week one games. Thank you for not truly evaluating and making proper assessments along the line of scrimmage that would have led to more success. Thank you for fumbling coaching hire after coaching hire after coaching hire after coaching hire. Thank you for having people within that building so frustrated that they weren't willing to stand up for you when you needed them to. We thank you. Couldn't thank you enough. And also, shout out to Preston. I want to shout out Preston Guy right now. Because that man championed you from the start. From the moment that you were announced as our head coach, he carried the banner and waved the flag for you. He was fighting Notre Dame fans as if he were Jon Snow. And you let him down. But to his credit, he went back and apologized because he was speaking for all of us as a fan base. Because we thought we had something. And I'm so glad we don't have to rely on you to rebuild this roster. Because we would be lost right now. The rest of the SEC would be moving on without us. The national coverage of LSU would be looking at us as a where would we have been? The program of yesteryear. We would be staring down the barrel of becoming Florida all over again. Pearsley says, hashtag thanks, BK. He also says, hashtag free BK. Pearsley, he's been freed. And as a matter of fact, we've been freed. Mary sings a gospel song, shackles off my feet so I can dance. I just want to praise you. The shackles are off of our feet. The praise hasn't started yet, but the choir is in the cathedral warming up. They were doing that this morning. And you had a coaching staff who's never been here before telling them how sacred those grounds are. I don't think you ever really got that point across authentically to any of your teams. That coaching staff made them run over to Tiger Stadium. Not golf cart, not bus. Get on your feet and run. And then soak it in. And then come out here and grind. Come put your sweat into this field. So when you step on it, you earn what you get. They're reaping their rewards that will come this fall right now. They are planting the seeds of success from the sweat of sacrifice. It's something you could never inspire them to do. Our teams were inspired to correct and react. That will be the story of your legacy at LSU. So remember that fondly. How you failed at the program that's produced 3 different national championship head coaches in 3 different eras in a row. And you, sir, stepped here as the most accomplished out of all of them. And left here with nothing. Yeah, you may have left with a $54 million check, but everybody's still looking at you side-eye because of all the things that you've done. And not just here at LSU. The trail that you've left behind from South Bend, Indiana to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, it's one that's red. I don't pray for the downfall of anybody. And I hope you do have a redemption along the way. But do us all a favor. Stay the hell out of Louisiana and keep LSU out your name, out your mouth, and not associated with your name going forward. Because once again, as of December 1st, 2025, you have nothing to do with the roster that's rolling out here in 2026. Get to a couple of these chats. Moose says, and the idiot AD would still be here too, and he was the one causing the problems. You're right. Not wrong at all. Moose says, and speaking of Casey Concepcion, props to that kid, man. I was so impressed with him at the combine for speaking. And I hope that kid kills the pros. He's a shining light for others. Absolutely, man. Like, shout out to him standing 10 toes down, not being afraid to speak his truth, overcoming his obstacles, and showing everybody else who deals with speaking issues, speaking impediments, that they don't need to be held back or be afraid to do what they love to do. Um, like I said, Pearsley said thanks BK and free BK. Oh, ugh, that was the most cringe thing I ever seen. Free my boy BK. That shit was so cringe. That was so garbage. Moose says Preston really was. Then he had the balls to admit he was wrong. Not everyone would do it. No, and that's why I wanted to give him his props. And I don't think enough people talk about that, man. Nobody gives that man his props for doing that. Like everybody else just tucked tail and moved on, but we were going word for word, bar for bar with them Irish fans. And when it ended up being what they said, only person that stood up and was like, yo, I was wrong, was Preston. Talk about an Irish goodbye, am I right? Wait. Moose says Piercely we do Italian goodbyes. Isn't the Italian goodbye when you just get in the car, like you just leave? Like you just dip? Isn't that what that is? Look, I'm black, so we have our own stereotypes to fight against. But look, man, I had to come in here and vent and get this off my chest. Definitely was annoying to see this dude keep popping up on my timeline right now and talking about things that he has nothing to deal with. And then you see Danny Cannell. Oh, Danny Cannell. Not even gonna get started. You're not worth it. Not even to bring this energy back. We've exercised this demon. We've given up BK for Lent. Moving on. Moving on. Oh, that is an Irish goodbye. Okay, so what's an Italian goodbye then? Then what's an Italian goodbye? If the Irish goodbye is just dipping, what's the Italian goodbye? I'm confused. Somebody hit the comments or hit my DMs and let me know. Because it's 6:08. We got to go get ready for this game. Paul just dropped the pick to click. Make sure, Piercy, if you're not following me on Twitter, man, like, what are we doing? Come on, man. Come hang out. Come hang out with us on Twitter. Hit my DMs, man. Let's have some fun. Yeah, I still want to know what an Italian goodbye is. So Moose, you're gonna have to text me and let me know. Yeah, that's right. Me and Moose, my boy, we locked in. Gang gang. Love y'all boys. We will be back tonight for post game. Me, Justin Babin, and David Billiot. Unfortunately, Paul's got to work. I thought it was gonna be a fantastic four, but nope. Just the three Musketeers. I posted it above. Oh no, they get in the trunk and oh. Oh. I thought that was swimming with the fishes. That's what I thought that was. I thought that was swimming with the fishes. So what do they call that then? An Italian swim? Like I thought the Italian goodbye was swimming with the fishes. I'm dropping it right now for you. There it is right there. But all right, y'all. I just want to tell y'all thanks. Hey, Babin, I saw you, man. Thank you for jumping in real quick. Like you said, BK is irrelevant to us. Absolutely, he is. So, well, y'all have a good night. Like I said, I'll be back later on with the post game. Love y'all. Go Tigers. Let's get a win tonight. How about that? Let's get a win, get a bat, all of that. Okay, so it is both of them. Okay. So I'm not that far off base. All right, cool. Either way it goes, you're getting disappeared with an Italian goodbye. You're getting vanished. Capiche?